Juwan next to Don.
7 my STEEZ going on your slot.
And then bring y'all post-game review. Adelaide Crows versus Essendon Bombers.
At the Adelaide Oval.
So, what you think coming into this one, man?
Coming into this game, been underwhelmed by both teams. Adelaide coming off a good win against Calton at Marvel, so was expecting Adelaide to be able to come around and have a turnaround on their season and come with some fiery intensity this game, especially since Essendon doesn't have the Essendon edge like they claim to have had that they, you know what I'm saying? They're not as physical as they like to think that they are.
Yeah.
But not expecting like the best contest. I think they are similar teams on similar levels though. So I didn't expect the ass whoop. So just a good contest without really all the great things in footy that we usually see with the great teams.
Yeah. For me coming into this game, I tipped the Crows. And these are two very middle of the pack teams, both kind of disappointing this year, especially the Crows after them having the gather round and this being a home game, which is the reason I tipped them. If it wasn't a home game for the Crows, I probably would have tipped the Bombers. And lo and behold, it doesn't matter. Crows don't have that home field advantage. They seem to be quite underwhelming wherever they play at. Going into the game itself, first quarter, I was kind of intrigued. I did think first quarter was the best skill quarter, in my opinion. It did look like a good game, like it could have been a good game. But after that, they kind of got kind of crazy after the first quarter. But I will say Bombers looked like they had control most of the first half.
Definitely.
Crows definitely had to fight their way back. I think at one point, going into the second quarter, Crows had kicked like 7 goals straight to just get the lead back. I think they were up by like 19, and then the Bombers just fought their way back. Just ding-dong affair, first half. The second half just got real sloppy for quite some time.
So for me, just to pick up what you were saying on the first quarter, really just the first half in general, Essendon had really good pressure, I think, around the ground, but more particularly in the forward half. They were forcing a bunch of turnovers. Adelaide just weren't comfortable with the ball, and Essendon wasn't giving them time to really do anything. And it showed a lot of Essendon left the door open for Adelaide to even be in this game. There were just the inefficiency inside 50, I think, is what kind of allowed the Crows to remain in the game. At times, like we said, like, damn, there's just a surprise that the margin isn't even this big right now. It's like Essendon is dominating the game, and the Crows really can't get any consistency going with the footy and the ball movement or anything. But yeah, the second half, the beginning of the second half, it was just terrible, sloppy footy. The complete opposite. In the first half, there were not many intercept marks. It was kind of just the ball just everywhere. And then in this time, in the beginning of the second half, it's just turnover after turnover. Turnover through the corridor up, but then it's an intercept mark inside 50. So until Adelaide started picking up the game, Adelaide did go on a run, like you said. And it was like, where did this come from, bro? Like, y'all were struggling. This is what we kind of were hoping to see from you. And it was off the back of Jordan Dawson. I'm going to say Jordan Boyd. Jordan Dawson and Jake Saligo. I was very impressed with Jake Saligo in the midfield. For the Crows, one of the only standouts in the midfield, I would like to say. And he's a young player I'm really looking forward to seeing. But, yeah, the game did finish in a ding-dong affair. Just not enough fight for the Crows consistently through the night. And Essendon got away with a win here, I think.
Yeah, the second half just was real sloppy. Nobody really, and the Bombers were just kind of sloppy the whole game. They could have put the game away a long time ago, but they just weren't efficient at all. It was like 28 scoring shots to, I think Adelaide just had 20, and a lot of those were, I think, junk time scores, if you don't mind. But yeah, Bombers should have won this a lot more convincingly. Like the way they look, just off the visuals, not looking at numbers, Bombers just looked like a better team throughout the whole game. And then I don't know what either team talked about at halftime, but the third quarter was just ridiculous. And then, fourth quarter got a little exciting again towards the end because it was a ding dong for they were going back and forth, and the way the game was going, you just didn't know who was going to win. But Bombers definitely should have had this a lot more convincingly.
Yeah. Adelaide, I do want to give them a little credit though. Like skill wise, they weren't that good. They were slightly better on the scoring shots. Well, not quantity, but just goals to behind ratios. But the effort was there, I'll say. It was just that they were under the pump a lot during the game, which I want to credit Essendon with that. But yeah, Adelaide just isn't good enough skill wise. I think they need more talent on their list.
Shit, that's all I got for this one, man.
Yeah, say the same.
Y'all like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube shit. We be live. Y'all tune in. Other than that, yeah, catch y'all.
I didn't even get a whole turn at all. That must be how you be. Damn. I did.